You good? It is a beautiful evening in New Albany, Indiana, and yet another week of Southern Indiana FC soccer here on the ISC Sports Network. The Teal looking to move to 8-0 on the season here this evening as they play host to the Golden Lions of Bowling Green FC. Today's game is brought to you by River City Mortgage. Your dream, our commitment. Well, good evening, everybody, from wherever you may be watching here on the ISC Sports Network. Alongside Brant McCoskey, I'm Kurt Darling. A pleasure to be back with you. Brant, in particular, of course, this is another big game for Southern Indiana, but an even bigger game for Bowling Green as they sit just outside that playoff picture. Meanwhile, Southern Indiana looking to maintain course, moving to 8-0 on the season.
Well, Kurt, it's great to be back at the booth with you, my friend. Always great to be with you. Like Kurt said, guys, really a massive game for Bowling Green tonight. They are on the outside looking in, which is huge for them. They need to stack some wins if they're going to hit that last playoff spot. They're just 2 points behind Tennessee United SC for that last playoff spot, whereas Southern Indiana FC are sitting pretty right now.
Indeed they are. In fact, they are 3 points clear of Tennessee Tempo, who take on Jackson Boom tonight, and so they have to maintain that pace as they are assured a playoff spot. It's just a matter of which one now, playing for that bye, which means every point counts.
Every point counts, and we're really in that sweet spot of the season right now, Kurt, where it doesn't matter where you are on the table, every single point absolutely matters. And so Coach Brad Hodder has really stressed this week in training, and he said it's the best training that they've had all season long going into this weekend, that every point absolutely matters.
Well, goal scoring has not been an issue for Southern Indiana this year, in particular for Nathan Brown. 8 goals on the season now. He is the one back behind the leading scorer, of course, Kellen Clegg, who has 9. He had 2 in their previous game against Jackson Tennessee Boom. And, of course, as I talk about it with Nathan Brown, he had a hat trick. So goal scoring has not been an issue, but still, one thing that we did talk about with Coach Brad Hodder is the fact they are still giving up some cheap goals every now and then.
Yeah, Coach Brad Hodder really told us in our call earlier this week is, he was kind of let down with defensive play last weekend, giving up those 2 goals to Jackson Tennessee Boom. He was a little frustrated with not really slacking on defense, but really just some miscommunication, some things that happened on the defensive line. So really biggest thing for Southern Indiana FC tonight is making sure that they really are disciplined defensively.
Of course, Zane Love in particular, who gets the wave to the crowd right there. He will get the start in goal tonight, and that's one thing that we're probably really looking for from Zane in particular. He's now given up goals, either 1 or 2 in each of the last 4 matches. He hasn't had a clean slate since Paul DePay back on April 6th. So not only is the team looking to at least keep a goose egg on the board, in particular, so is Zane Love.
And Zane Love, as a goalkeeper, he wants those clean sheets, right? But it's the players that are in front of him that need to help him out. But Zane Love, an absolutely phenomenal goalkeeper. We know that being part of this team for so long, Kurt. But really, Zane Love is looking to his teammates in front of him to keep that ball out of his 18.
Bowling Green under the tutelage of Benjamin Majucic, who is, of course, now 2-4-1 this season. And as we talked about, 8th in the table right now, not exactly where they want to be, especially after last fall where Bowling Green was contending for the conference championship. They win their opening match against Paul DePay, but then they go loss to FC Leopards, Tennessee Tempo, and pre-college DA. They draw against Jackson Boom and then lose to Midwest Hooligans before getting their next win against Kai Storms FC back on May 11th. So it's been a really topsy-turvy season for Bowling Green in particular.
Well, Kurt, you and I both talked about this a couple weeks ago during SIFC's last home match when we were previewing this match. It's weird to see Bowling Green having a quote-unquote off year for them, right? But, we're used to this team being in the top 3, top 4 spot in the KYTN conference. But, they aren't the same team they were before. At the beginning of the season, they have really started to turn things around. They scored 9 goals in their last match, so really they're starting to get things humming.
Let's take a look at the starting lineups tonight here for Southern Indiana FC. A slightly different lineup than what we are used to this evening. One, of course, we have Haji Abdikadir, who is back in the lineup after sitting out a couple of matches nursing an injury. Tonight is the last match of the season for Daiki Ozawa, so we are certainly going to look for a big performance for him. But in particular, one omission, Luca Perrin, who is not available this evening. He has certainly proven to be vital on that back line.
Yeah, one, it's great to see Haji back in the lineup for Southern Indiana FC. Obviously, the loss of Luca Perrin, a huge body in the back, but we know Haji's going to be able to fill in that spot. And then really just the starting lineup, yes, it's shaken up a little bit, but we know that this team, the chemistry that they have, the cohesiveness on the pitch. Daiki, his last match, like you said, Kurt, we're really going to be looking for a big performance from him tonight. I think he's going to be on top of his game.
And also Alan Bezosa is a healthy scratch tonight for Southern Indiana FC. Of course, Casey McCloskey back in the starting lineup at that attacking front spot, along with the usual Kellen Clegg and Nathan Brown. And of course, it's been interchangeable parts on that attacking front, but nevertheless, it's been as good as any in the UPSL.
Yeah, Casey McCloskey, Nathan Brown, Kellen Clegg, the triple-headed monster up top for Southern Indiana FC. Like we said before last match, Kurt, Coach Brad Hodder has really set up this team. We know where the goals are going to come from, but now it's the teammates behind them that know, hey, if we set these guys up, we know they can finish.
Well, before we get to kickoff, today's match is brought to you by Soccer Post Clarksville, which is your go-to store for top quality gear, offering an extensive selection of apparel, footwear, and accessories from all your favorite brands. Locally owned and conveniently located off of I-65, we're here to support players, coaches, and teams. Visit us today or shop online at soccerpostclarksville.com. And so there is the opening kick. We're underway as we get things going here for match number 8 on the season here for Southern Indiana here in the spring. And with that, let's go ahead and take a look at McCoskey's keys to the game.
Thanks, Kurt. And really the 3 keys to victory for Southern Indiana FC tonight is going to be the transition game. They have to beat them in defensive transition. Number 2 is attentive on restarts. This Bowling Green team is very clever on restarts. Their center back has a great left foot, and they have to remain disciplined defensively. And then number 3 is defensive execution. They have to be more dialed in defensively. Coach Brad Hodder has been disappointed in the most recent goals that have been given up, so standards have to be high defensively at all times.
Of course, the center back he refers to is Kevin Ahmad, wearing number 5 for Bowling Green FC. He has certainly been stout whenever he has been on that back line. But nevertheless, when it comes to Bowling Green FC, they have a goal differential of -7. So even with that, the defense has definitely been shaky, which is, of course, something that they really want to hone in on if you're the Teal.
Yeah, if you're the Teal, you have to take advantage of that defensive backfield, exploit that defensive line, work the channels like Coach Brad Hodder told us earlier in the week on our call with him.
Here's an attack here by McCloskey, and right off of the post it goes square. What an attack there by McCloskey, who really had a go, but couldn't quite get it on target that time.
Yeah, Casey had a great run. Unfortunately, he got it past the keeper, but unfortunately off the post, that would have definitely set the tone early for the Teal.
That was a very well-placed ball by the midfield for Southern Indiana right out of the gate. And that's certainly one thing that they have been able to do this season is score fast and score quickly.
Score fast, score quickly, set the tone. Set the tone, set the pace, set the momentum for the rest of the match, Kurt.
You have Brad Hornback now playing really far up now here for Southern Indiana. And you certainly see a lot of different tactics when it comes to setting things up a little bit here. Of course, for Coach Brad Hodder, you know, he likes the attacking 3 as well as the 4 midfielders and then the back 3. But we have seen a lot of experimentation a little bit with having some of those defensive backs play up on the edges a little bit. That's really kind of shaken things up on the attack.
Yeah, absolutely, and Brad Hornback is a fantastic example of that because we've seen the speed and the pace that Brad Hornback has, because we know that, hey, guess what? If we lose the ball up top, we've seen him race back and get back into his defensive position. So Coach Brad Hornback is not worried about that one bit.
So still in the proverbial feeling out period here of this opening part of the match as we tick in now to the 3rd minute. Southern Indiana has certainly been potent here over the last minute or so, but Bowling Green did get a little bit of an attacking third going there right out of the opening kick. And now we are just waiting for a ball to play with here on the pitch as that one went over the far grandstand here at the Green Valley Soccer Complex.
Well, Kurt, we go back to setting the tone, setting the pace. We saw what happened against Tennessee Tempo a few weeks ago when the Teals scored within, the first minute of the match, and really Coach Brad Hodder was like, we scored too soon. We shouldn't score that soon. It was a little out of pace for them. So really it's for them to score that early. They do want to set the tone. They want to set the pace, but really they want to make sure that they're collective.
That was a competitive match against Tempo. That early goal, but then going down 2-1 at halftime before Southern Indiana would rattle off 3 unanswered goals to go on to a 4-2 victory. In the attacking third now, here is Bowling Green as we await a throw in here on the far sideline. That is Mujicic, the defender, going to handle the details here as he gets it inside here to Ziza. Tough ball here, taken now by Bowling Green. That is Ramos. And easily here taken by Love.
Yeah, that was a good pressure there from Kellen Clegg at the midfield to force a bad ball.
So here is Elias McLeod, who we should mention is playing his first game with his brother Jed McLeod in the lineup here, who's wearing number 18 for Southern Indiana. He was just signed this week by the Teal to add a little bit of depth to the roster.
Yeah, Nick Hunter is very excited about the signing of Jed. He talked about it earlier this week. He just adds another element to this Teal squad.
And there is Haji playing that center back position. And here is Kramer, who leaves it off to McCloskey. Good ball movement here from Southern Indiana as they try to find a hole here in the defense in the midfield. Hornback pushes it forward to Brown. Brown getting harassed in the midfield, comes away with the possession, meanders his way through not one, not two, but 3 players here for the Golden Lions, and still Bowling Green able to come away with the ball. Pressure being applied here by Dykey. Moving around a bit here are the Lions. And back and forth we go here in the midfield. Loose ball easily handled here by Zane, but you see a really tough sequence right there battling for possession.
Yeah, very good sequence there at the midfield between both teams. Really, are they really feeling each other out right now in the midfield? But really good pressure from both teams so far, Kurt.
And Kramer just loses that one out of play. We'll be sure to taste the difference at Jersey Mike's. From the classic Italian to the flavorful Philly cheesesteak, every sub is packed with bold, delicious taste. Stop by Jersey Mike's in Charlestown or Jeffersonville, Indiana today for your sub above. Ziza, who only has 1 goal scored on the season here for Bowling Green, trying to work it up on the attacking third. And so far, Southern Indiana having to play a little bit on their heels here, but if anything, one thing they've really tried to work on is keeping up that defensive pressure.
Yeah, again, staying disciplined defensively. As soon as a Bowling Green player touches the ball, they need to be on them. They need to have 2 or 3 defenders closing in, creating that pressure so they can get a turnover.
You can hear the wind blowing right now in New Albany. It's been a blustery day all over the state of Indiana. Here is a great ball by Brown. Flips it to himself. Shot. Score! The assist and the goal all by himself. Nate Brown makes it 1-0 to Southern Indiana.
Nate Brown does a fantastic job. Great speed on that left-hand side. Beats his defender, flicks the ball to himself over the goalkeeper, and just a beautiful touch with the right foot to score it 1-0 Teal. Nate Brown, You are a man right there.
Of course, that doesn't go down as an actual assist to himself, but still, that was literally an assist to himself. You see the excellent ball played by McLeod, tips it over the goalkeeper, one touch inside to the back corner. What a play by Brown. That's his 9th goal of the season.
Just a fantastic flick. Beautiful touch to himself and just taps it in. Beautiful finish there for the Teal. 1-0. Nate Brown, my goodness.
And, of course, celebrating with some of the Youth Academy players who are in attendance tonight. And, of course, that is as good a time as any to give a plug as well to the Youth Academy efforts here for Southern Indiana as we keep going here throughout this season.
Yeah, they've done a fantastic job with this Youth Academy, Kurt, and just it continues to grow, continues to expand. The main team, the players are heavily involved, coaching, just being a part of it, helping run clinics, run camps. Just a fantastic, fantastic academy.
Also some summer camps coming up here a little bit later on that we will talk about later on in halftime. But lots of opportunity and lots of growth here for Southern Indiana here in just the spring season alone. Brown keeping up the pressure again as he works it forward this time. And just off the mark that time was Jed McLeod, I believe. And it'll go out here, and I believe a corner kick now coming up here for Southern Indiana.
Yeah, and at this point in the match too, Kurt, really, you're up 1-0, but it's all gas, no brakes. You want to make sure that you're not letting your foot off the gas here.
Brown will lob this into the penalty area, loose ball, corralled and kicked out here by Bowling Green, but put right back in, and the offside flag is up as Brown appeared to be out of position that time.
Yeah, right idea sending that ball back in, but Nate Brown, as soon as that ball was played to Nate Brown, he knew exactly where he was in the offside position.
Starting in goal tonight for Bowling Green is Harry Lopez, wearing number 12. He has been the starting goalkeeper for most of the season here for Bowling Green, and he gives up another one. Long ball pushed forward. Tough play here for Bowling Green as Kramer gets the foot touch that time. Right back to Love. And it looked like a couple players knocked noggins here as we have a stoppage in play. And I believe that was McCloskey who took a shot to the head right there, going up for the header along with the Bowling Green defender. And so we have a stoppage in play here as the athletic training staff will attend to.
Yeah, it looks like Kellen Clegg took a knock.
And so it was Kellen Clegg, and it looks like Clegg may be coming off the field here for temporarily. No substitution right now here as they take a look and make sure that he's good to go.
When we go back to that last defensive sequence there, Kurt, really that pass back to Zane was very risky. A defender was very close in that area. Luckily, Zane got a foot on to clear it out, but really have to be careful with those pass backs.
Clegg comes back onto the field, and we play on here 11 on 11. Jack Kramer working with Haji Abdikadir. Again, Haji playing the center back spot tonight for Luca Perrin, who's a healthy scratch this evening. But Jack Kramer also, we talked about him with Coach Hodder earlier this week about how a very good addition he's been to this back line.
Yeah, he said Jack is great. He said he's got a great sense of humor and super competitive, always competitive. When it's game time, he lets you know. Really elevated soccer IQ, and he's a guy that can solve problems with a very high soccer IQ level. So great to have Jack on the squad.
McLeod pushing forward now as we work our way forward. McLeod back in the middle, leaves it for Brown. In the middle to Calderbank. One touch forward, trying to hit Clegg, who tips it to himself in a lot of traffic, and now has some help from McCloskey. McCloskey across forward, nobody home that time, just out of reach of Dykey. But still another really good opportunity there for the Teal.
Yeah, great attacking sequence there. Kellen Clegg did a fantastic job. Flicks the ball, then taps it out to Casey McCloskey, and then Casey sends it across. Just nobody home to touch it in, but great sequence there from the Teal.
Ramos pushes it forward. Flicked back here by Southern Indiana. Ramos here for Bowling Green. Tries to push it forward, deflected down by the midfield. McLeod ahead. Turning around here is Dykey. Can't quite get the handle that time off of the push forward from Brown that time.
Looks like they were in the offside position, but unfortunately Dykey there just couldn't turn it to maintain possession. However, they were in the offside position, so it didn't matter anyway.
Pushing now into the 15th minute of this contest. Southern Indiana looking for their 8th win in a row. And that's an interesting stat, as well as the fact that they have only lost 2 matches in 2 seasons, of course being the fall and the spring of last year, both of them outside of conference competition.
Yeah, it's really crazy to see that stat, Kurt, because, I mean, you look at this team. Last spring, a year ago, last spring was their first season in the UPSL. They did a fantastic job. And then you've got the Open Cup, and it was just a really, really solid 2 seasons for Southern Indiana FC heading into this spring.
Ball flipped up here as they work on the near sideline. And taking a shot on the sideline there, I believe, was McCloskey. And it was, in fact, McCloskey who ended up on the ground, but he gets right back up and get right back into the fray. The wind howling right now here in New Albany. Hornback. Off to Brown. Some one-touch ball here as it's pushed forward. Lobbed up and in. Nobody home that time, as just off of the reach of McCloskey.
Freeze! Everybody clap your
So a
hands.
goal kick here for Bowling Green. Lopez to do the honors.
Well, and here's one thing that I've noticed already, Kurt, is that Casey McCloskey has really earned space on that right-hand side. He is breaking away from his defender every single time. So if I'm Bowling Green right now, I am shifting an extra guy over there to watch Casey McCloskey.
Meanwhile, Southern Indiana doing a good job of at least recognizing that space, trying to get it to him.
Absolutely, and they've hit him a couple times. Unfortunately, that last ball that was played in was a little too far off, but yeah, they've hit Casey a couple times, and he's sent a couple good balls in.
Free kick here for Bowling Green. Miguel Lopez. And now Swerko standing over the ball here right at the center field logo. Of course, the leading scorer here for Bowling Green this season has been Braden Myers-Curry. But out of the lineup, their second leading scorer tonight is Basirovic, as Haji elevates and goes right to the turf that time, but really good job of getting on the defensive pressure there.
Yeah, great job knocking the ball away there by Haji. Now beat him with pace.
McCloskey trying to track it down, but just out of the reach there as Pacheco, the defender, gets back a little bit quicker. Here is Dykey. Kramer off to Haji. Hornback. Moves it forward out to Brown. Brown off the chest. Has a good ball forward now as he gets it now to McLeod. Cross inside and tipped over the crossbar and out of play off the foot of Clegg.
Yeah, unfortunately, that was a great ball in. Unfortunately, Kellen just couldn't keep it under the bar. Frustrated with himself after that one. Just kept it high. Couldn't get over the ball. Great opportunity there for the Teal.
But how about the play of Jed McLeod so far? He's a new addition, and he's really been able to move the ball all over the pitch as at will, basically.
Yeah, he's done very well with the touches that he's had so far tonight. And like I said earlier, Kurt, is that Nick Hunter is very excited about this player. So is Coach Brad Hodder. Both very excited to have Jed McLeod on the squad.
Well, Orion Renewable Energy Group is proud to sponsor Southern Indiana FC. Orion puts the sun to work for Indiana families with clean renewable energy. There's power in the sun, and Orion Renewable Energy Group is developing clean energy with new solar projects all across Southern Indiana. To learn more, go to orionrenewables.com. Go team, go solar power in Indiana. Bounced forward here by Bowling Green. Touched from behind that time, McLeod. And now a little chippiness now as the Bowling Green player threw the ball at McLeod. The referee just going to separate everybody and try and keep things from getting overly chippy right now.
And listen, I understand things are getting a little chippy. These two are rivals. Every time these two play against each other, it gets very entertaining. However, if you're the Teal right now, you don't mind Bowling Green losing their head a little bit because that means you're doing something right. So at this point, you see them get a little frustrated. You get back to your side. They get back to theirs. You play on. But at the same time, if it gets a little chippy, that just means you're doing something right.
That was Braden Myers-Curry, who normally wears number 25. He's wearing number 9 tonight. Love will bomb this one back into the attacking third, a little bit out of the reach of Kellen Clegg, who applies the pressure to the defender Ahmad. The ball from Ahmed. Trying to get it to Myers-Curry, who gets tripped up, and a whistle. And another free kick here for Bowling Green. Well, it's certainly not for lack of opportunities here for Bowling Green, but Southern Indiana has done what they do best, and that's play the possession game.
Absolutely, and we've seen a ton of possession from Southern Indiana FC so far tonight. They have been on their heels a couple times with Bowling Green here tonight, but at the same time, they have done a fantastic job possession-wise.
And a tough ball, and we have a whistle in the penalty area.
Yeah, that's a free kick going SIFC's way. And
it's going to go SIFC's way, which is pretty fortunate because a lot of us were probably expecting the worst in that regard because I have to tell you, Brand, I have no memory of Zane Love facing a penalty kick so far here ever since you and I have been calling these broadcasts.
I don't think we've called one together, Kurt. I really don't. I don't think we've called a Zane Love penalty kick since we've been on the air together.
We've had plenty of Jay Calderbank.
Several.
Penalty kicks. In fact, we've had several, but not one where Zane Love has had the misfortune of facing a penalty kick in the middle of match play.
Yeah, not. The flying Zach Eady, Zane Love.
Of course, standing 6'5" is Zane Love with that long wingspan. Has certainly been a reliable goalkeeper in his tenure so far here in the last year and a half.
Well, and the player we just mentioned a couple minutes ago, Kurt, Casey McCloskey, earning another free kick for Southern Indiana FC down that near side, just causing chaos down that right-hand side.
And this will amount to a corner kick as we now take inside the 23rd minute.
10 yards. Hey, 10 yards. He's got to be behind the hash.
McCloskey lobs it up, headed up and into the back of the nets. Kellen Clegg, everybody. What another one there by the leading goal scorer for Southern Indiana. His 10th of the season and his 16th career goal with the Teal.
Beautiful ball in off the set piece. Kellen Clegg just climbs the mountain, hits it with his head. Beautiful placement into the far corner. Kellen Clegg, fantastic finish, 2-0 Teal. Another one from Kellen Clegg.
The 23rd minute for Kellen Clegg, as once again celebrating with some of the youth academy players. And we keep on rolling here in New Albany. 2-0 Southern Indiana. And widening the margin here at the moment as they look to keep things rolling atop the Kentucky-Tennessee Conference.
I can't get over how high Kellen Clegg got in the air to win that header.
He elevated. And that's
fantastic.
not exactly something that he's known for, is elevating like that.
No, not at all. That was a fantastic header from Kellen Clegg.
Well, now a more doable margin here for Southern Indiana, but of course now you have to maintain for the rest of this contest. So if you're Bowling Green at this point, you see Myers Curry getting harassed right here in the middle, and an excellent defensive play from behind, you should mention there, from Jack Kramer.
Yeah, and Kramer had to be very careful there in the penalty spot. Tackling from behind, does a great job getting all ball, Kurt. That was absolutely all ball.
And you and I both know that call literally could go either way,
Absolutely.
but it was not called right there, which they are certainly fortunate for.
Well, Myers Curry stood up. He knew that it was all ball, too, because he didn't try to protest it at all. He knew that that ball was knocked away cleanly. Unfortunately, a missed opportunity for Bowling Green.
But as I was about to mention here, as we see another opportunity for Bowling Green, it's cleared out here by Brad Hornback. But if you're certainly the coaching staff here for Bowling Green, what do you see here as they try to change and try and cut into this deficit?
Well, I mean, as you can see in this most recent sequence here, Kurt, they are getting behind that SIFC back line, and if you're Coach Brad Hodder, that can be very frustrating because you've put in 2 goals. You don't want to let one in. You know what you've worked on in training this week is that transitional defense, getting back on defense, making sure that you're getting back in time, and really his team has been beaten a couple times, and luckily defensively they've gotten back, but really they have to be very careful.
Well, now here is a tough spot that Southern Indiana is in now, as Swerkos is standing over the ball here just off of the 18. So again, working on some set pieces here. Swerkos puts it long and deflected back towards goal, just a little off target right there in some traffic.
Yeah, it looked like a little miscommunication there from Bowling Green inside that wall.
Take a look at this again. A well-placed ball here by Swerkos. That's exactly where they were going, but just couldn't quite get it on target there from the attacker.
Yeah, and if you're Southern Indiana FC, you breathe a sigh of relief after that one. Really a couple good chances here from Bowling Green the last couple minutes.
Speaking of chances, here's another one put forward. Clegg gets behind, and an excellent play there by Lopez, the goalkeeper, to get in front of that one as Clegg nearly got another one.
Yeah, great goalkeeping there to knock the ball away. Kellen Clegg was in clean, too. Tries to flick it over the keeper with his left foot, just could not get there. Lopez did a fantastic job getting his body on it to knock it out of play. But again, another set piece here for the Teal.
Brown waiting for the official to give him the okay here to send this one in. Brown puts it forward, headed the wrong direction, and cleared out here by Bowling Green, but taken back here by McLeod. Elias McLeod brings it back to Hornback, and back over here to Jed McLeod. Brown turns the corner, has some space, tries to get it forward, and nearly taken again as that's caught right there on the ground by Lopez. Some resilient play here now here by Henry Lopez.
Yeah, Lopez came out really just a risky play there by Lopez to come out and just gets clobbered by Calderbank.
And it looks like we may have been issued a yellow card here. It looks like it may have been Lopez who was given the yellow card, as the official tells Kellen Clegg to back off here, because it looked like Lopez may have wanted a penalty for the contact there from McCloskey, but was not given it to it, and maybe had a few extra things to say to the referee.
Yeah, as we knew, Kurt, this match was going to get a little chippy, but cooler heads prevail.
And the official telling everybody to start again here as we tick closer now to 29 minutes. Ramos will send this one long. Has it into the chest here of Myers-Curry. And Bowling Green forced to abandon here. Here's a good touch that time there by Clegg to get in on the defensive pressure. But that goes right into the feet here of Lopez.
Yeah, good pressure, good deflection there by Kellen Clegg. And Kurt, we look at the score, it's 2-0. And talking to Coach Hodder yesterday about this Bowling Green side, you know, being as it's only 2-0, we know that this Bowling Green side can score. They scored 9 goals in their last match. They're very solid up top. 1 goal, they're back in this thing. So if you're Coach Brad Hodder, you want to make sure that that line, that defensive line, is as strong as possible right now. No mistakes. And so far, they're holding strong.
Well, be sure to transform your outdoors with Forever Lawn Kentuckiana. Get a beautiful low-maintenance lawn all year round with Forever Lawn Kentuckiana. Perfect for homes, businesses, and playgrounds. Visit ForeverLawnKentuckiana.com for your free consultation today. Beauty and durability in one. Nearly a half hour has come and gone. And so far, so good for Southern Indiana.
Well, and you hear Coach Brad Hodder yelling, let's go, let's go, let's go. He wants them to push the pace right now.
And you can tell the urgency has gone away a little bit here for Southern Indiana, and Bowling Green. For a side like them, who are certainly very talented, you don't want to give them any opening whatsoever. Just like Jack Kramer has closed every opening so far.
Yeah, fantastic job. Oh, good ball.
Here comes Clegg, but he is in an offside position off the push forward from Calderbank. We haven't really been able to mention Calderbank an awful lot so far in this match. In fact, talking with Coach Hodder earlier this week, they're experimenting a little bit with him in different positions.
Yep, they are, especially with Dykey, this being his last match. They know that they have great replacements for Dykey. Dykey's going to be very much so missed on this squad, the talent that he brings to this team, but they have been experimenting with some different players for that slot. But to see Jake get another one on the field, another goal on the field last weekend was exciting to see as well.
You and I talked about it earlier. Calderbank has been good from the penalty spot, but 2 goals from the field so far here this season has brought a whole new level of offense here for the Teal.
Well, and he can strike from distance. In the conversation we had, is just 2 weeks ago, their last home match, he had a strike from outside the 18 that was just an absolute laser. The keeper did a fantastic job getting on it, but really Jake Calderbank can strike from anywhere.
Free kick here for Southern Indiana. It will be Haji to do the honors as he sends that one a little too long and way over. And normally in that position, you see Luca Perrin, but Haji Abdikadir, one of the veteran presences here for Southern Indiana, can pretty much play any position you can put him in on the field.
Yeah, and like I said before, it's so fantastic to see Haji back on the pitch here at home tonight. Like you said, Kurt, he can really slide into any position that they need him to and do very well. So having Haji on the pitch is absolutely an asset for this squad.
Of course, the majority of the time you see Haji on that back line.
Haji's not afraid to come up either. He will go box to box.
In fact, he scored 1 goal in the fall season. It was on a set piece where he headed it in.
Yeah, he had a set-piece goal in the spring season as well off a set piece. He curled it into the far corner. It was a thing of beauty, Kurt. It was a great strike.
McLeod here in the middle. Pushing it forward, can't quite get it to Calderbank that time. And now an opportunity here for Bowling Green. Ramos. Long ball forward to the outside. Bowling Green trying to get the attack going. That was Maldonado, who couldn't quite get things rolling that time from that attacking front. Quick throw in here inside to Myers-Curry. Stolen away by Haji, who will just put it out of bounds. Set piece coming up here for Bowling Green FC.
And this is really where you don't want to give Bowling Green any little inch of hope, a centimeter of hope, because they are the team that is playing for a ton tonight, Kurt. They are 2 points away from that last playoff spot where every match, every point counts. If you're the Teal, you don't want to give them any breathing room whatsoever.
Suerco standing over the ball. Tipped up. Good defensive play that time to keep Myers-Curry off of it.
Yeah, great shielding work there by Casey McCloskey there on the end line to allow Zane Love to get through there, but Casey McCloskey did a great job.
Well, if you're craving the ultimate gourmet hot dogs, sausages, and burgers, look no further than Doghouse. Made with top quality ingredients and served on their signature grilled King's Hawaiian rolls. Every bite is a game changer. Visit Doghouse today and taste the difference. Check out the full menu at doghouse.com. McCloskey on the near sideline. And another ball will go out into the street here. Set piece here for Southern Indiana.
Yeah, and again, Casey McCloskey on that near side doing a great job getting that separation, using his speed, and creating another set piece.
"35 minutes have come and gone. McCloskey puts it up. And an awkward header that time again from Kellen Clegg. And that time a little too high and out of play.
Yeah, great long ball in from Casey McCloskey across the face of the goal. Kellen Clegg kind of awkward there on that header, falling backwards. Just couldn't get it on target, really. Sent it over.
Kellen Clegg now has 2 goals scored with his head so far this season. He had one a couple of games ago. Of course, that was back against pre-college DA. And now another one here today against Bowling Green. Dykey with the steal. Leaves it for McLeod. Trying to knock it forward that time to Clegg. Nothing doing. Curran-Ziza now playing up in the middle. Ramos puts it outside this time as Maldonado. Touched out of bounds. Bowling Green ball.
Yeah, great job defensively there from Brad Hornback just to tap it out of bounds.
Long throw in into a tough spot. McLeod clears it back out. But still Bowling Green with another opportunity. Nearly headed in that time as Curran-Ziza using that height that he is certainly known for, but couldn't quite get a good touch on it.
Yeah, it was a good ball in. Curran-Ziza just could not turn it back towards the goal.
Zane Love in a good position, though, that time.
Yeah, it was a good opportunity there for Bowling Green. Zane Love in a great position for the Teal.
Coming in here to the waning moments of the opening half, as Love leaves it a little short that time. And another quick chance here for Bowling Green is foiled this time by Brown, and it goes long and out of play. You have to give it to Bowling Green. They aren't exactly quitting just yet here, even though they're down 2-0.
No, not at all. And we didn't expect them to, given the the team that they are. Right? They've shown time and time again that they will come back and they will make you pay if you make a mistake in the back. Especially when these two teams get together, Kurt. They are such solid rivals. It's so much fun to watch these two teams play.
Well, it has certainly been cool to see how these rivalries have developed here within the Kentucky-Tennessee Conference. Of course, Southern Indiana and Tennessee Tempo, who are both atop the table at the moment. That has always been a very tough rivalry, but also Bowling Green. Both of these two teams having gone deep in the playoffs last year. Southern Indiana subsequently winning both the regular season and the tournament championship to advance to the national playoffs. Tough ball forward here, but Kramer is able to track that one down. McLeod. Touch back here to Bowling Green. Dykey applying some pressure. So is McCloskey, who comes away with the steal. And pushed forward. We have a whistle away from the ball. I believe it's a foul, because I don't believe anybody was in an offside position. As Calderbank trying to appeal to the referee here.
Calderbank playing for advantage. The Teal had clear advantage in that possession.
Well, it's a free kick here to Southern Indiana, as Hornback will look for an opportunity forward. Brown tries to push it to Clegg. McLeod tries to track it down. It goes out of play.
And for those of you that don't understand advantage, really in that moment when Jake Calderbank won the ball, he had open space and he was playing with pace. Really, when the referee called it, that's why Jake was upset, because he was playing with pace and he had open field in front of him. Really a solid possession could have unfolded for the Teal had that foul not been called.
Well, for over 50 years, Martin's Body Shop in Clarksville Collision has been Southern Indiana's top collision repair centers, with certified technicians and locations in New Salisbury, as well as Georgetown and Clarksville. They'll handle your insurance claims and get you back on the road fast. Choose Martin's Body Shop in Clarksville Collision. Find them online or on Facebook. McCloskey with a sea of black jerseys in front of him, trying to navigate his way forward. Crossed in forward. Tough spot that time. It was Clegg and the goalkeeper, and Lopez is able to come up on top of that one.
There is one player that I've been watching all night, Kurt, and that is Daiki Ozawa. He has been all over the pitch tonight, causing chaos between the midfield, the back line, and up top in the attack. Daiki has had a fantastic match so far. Even if he's not touching the ball, Kurt, he's creating opportunities for his teammates, and that's exactly what you want to see.
Well, that's one thing that, in talking about Daiki Ozawa, he only has one goal on the season, and it was one that came after 8 shots on goal that he had prior to it in the matches before it came against pre-college DA. So Daiki Ozawa is programmed to score goals. He is a striker at heart, but still, he's been playing kind of that upper midfield position that has really paid a lot of dividends and led to other goal-scoring opportunities.
Yeah, he's like a, put it in this context, he's kind of like a Tyrese Halliburton. Really just a facilitator there at that attacking mid spot. Yes, he's a striker at heart. I love my strikers, right? Being a striker myself. But really, to see Daiki being a facilitator, creating opportunities for his teammates, I think you and I were more excited than he was when he scored his goal a couple weeks ago. But, yeah, it's great to see Daiki just all over the pitch.
Abdi Kadir now will push it forward. Jed McLeod working in the middle along with Elias. Brown puts it back into the middle here. Excellent ball movement by Southern Indiana. Calderbank. Long cross, has a header forward off of Brown, that time right into the hands of Lopez.
And that was a beautiful ball in by Jake Calderbank. He plays it long, allows Nate Brown to get underneath it right here. Nate knew he had to get some pace onto it. Just a great save there by Lopez.
Well, the ball placement by Calderbank, but how about Brown setting up perfectly to just get that one touch?
Yeah, absolutely. Just unfortunately just couldn't get it past Lopez, but the pace that Brown had to use to get onto the end of that was fantastic.
Working the ball again here is McLeod as he gets it back to Hornback. Long pass to Kramer.
Stay on.
Kramer pushing the ball forward with McCloskey. Haji. Hornback has to track it down here on the far sideline. Brown, quick touch ahead. Long ball forward, trying to get it into the feet of Dykey that time. Brown slips it forward, nothing there. Chance here for Bowling Green. Running the ball down here is Myers-Curry, but Haji Abdi-Kadir is able to just interfere and put that one and quash that attack.
And again, that defensive line for the Teal having to really scurry back to get them from creating that attacking opportunity.
Here is Ramos. Lobs it into the penalty area. Shot and just saved there by Zane Love. That coming off of the header of Curran Ziza. As you see a beautifully placed ball here by Ramos.
Yep, climbed over the back and just gets a header onto it, but Zane Love in the right spot to stop that one.
That is the first shot on goal tonight for Bowling Green. They've had a few shots taken but have been off target. Of course, we're getting some questions in our comments on our stream at the moment, as there's a shot off of the side of the net here from Curran Ziza. But one question is, why is this Dykey's last game? Well, of course, Dykey is from Japan, and he has family back in Japan, and so it is, it's just one of those things where he's ended up going to just go back home and, visit with his family. So this will be the last time that we see him for the spring season, but of course that doesn't mean that he may come back a little bit later on. Curran Ziza tries to level his way in forward, and McLeod will push that one out of play. Corner kick coming up.
And we know Dykey's a fan favorite, so I'm sure Nick Hunter will do whatever he can to get Dykey back, if he can.
Of course, Dykey has been living with Coach Hunter, with owner Nick Hunter, and family as well. And of course, he says that he's been an absolute delight to have.
He's like a member of the family.
Of course. Well, of course, he's a member of the Teal family, and of course, we love having him. Speaking of Dykey, he flips it to himself here as he gets a little bit of a run forward. And a free kick coming up here. May have been a slight grab of the jersey there by Dykey, possibly. And the quick take here by Bowling Green. Good defense that time here by Southern Indiana as it gets touched out of bounds. And the throw-in coming here for Southern Indiana as we have stoppage time, which has come and gone. And now we work to halftime. At least that appears to be the case, as there's a few words being had with the official. But either way, we are at the halftime period. 2-0 here for Southern Indiana. An excellent opening half for the Teal. 45 more minutes to come after this 10-minute halftime period. We'll take a quick timeout. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Southern Indiana FC here on the ISC Sports Network.
There, my name is Jake Query.
And I'm Derek Schultz.
And we are part of, actually, the entirety of at least from an on-air standpoint. Query and Schultz on the ISC Sports Network. It's appropriately named. It's charitably award-winning. And Derek, now we venture into season number 5. Hard to believe.
5 of them. 5 of them. Can you believe it? 2 best buds, talking Colts, Pacers, Indiana sports, every Tuesday night, 7:30, ISC Sports Network, and on socials as well.
It is made possible, of course, by the people who watch and listen every single week. We are most appreciative. We look forward to season number 5.
Ready to transform your health game? Let me introduce you to Jeff City Mix. Imagine delicious boosted teas that energize your day. And meal replacement shakes that actually taste amazing. I mean, who knew healthy could be so tasty, right? Whether you're juggling a busy schedule or just need that extra push, Jeff City Mix has got your back with one-on-one coaching tailored just for you. So if you're ready to kickstart your journey to a healthier lifestyle, don't wait. Come visit us at 2903 East 10th Street in Jeffersonville, Indiana. Be sure to follow us on Facebook at Jeff City Mix and Instagram at jeffcity.mix. We can't wait to serve you, and be sure to ask us about our 5-day challenge. And we will see you soon at Jeff City Mix.
And little volley, oh my goodness, what a touch for the goal. Jumped over by Lawrence North, and they'll score on it. Oh my goodness, give it to him. Rolls through the lane and he knocks him. Oh my goodness.
Well, taking the match to the Apex and keeping the energy high, Apex Music is the official DJ of Southern Indiana FC. From game day hype to unforgettable events, Apex Music delivers top-tier entertainment. Whether you need a DJ for your next party, wedding, or corporate event, they've got you covered. Learn more at Apex Music Lou. That is apexmusiclou.com. Well, back here in New Albany alongside Brant McCoskey, I'm Kurt Darling. Well, Brant, 2-0 is the score here at the moment at halftime, but there's, of course, a lot of work going on the pitch, but at the same time off it as well here throughout Southern Indiana FC. Of course, you talk about a lot of opportunities to get young kids going here. And, of course, we have a lot of day camps coming up as well for 8, 10, 11, 19-year-olds, you name it. Everywhere in between, you can register today to become a part of Southern Indiana FC Academy.
Well, and the whole organization has done a fantastic job when it comes to getting the younger kids involved, the community involved, these camps, these clinics, everything that they're doing, just absolutely fantastic.
It certainly is. So go check that out at Southern Indiana, SIFCacademy.com. Of course, all participants will receive a T-shirt as well. Of course, you see a lot of the youngsters on the pitch at the moment to take some kicks along with some of their academy coaches as well. But, of course, that's not all. We have a lot of other stuff going on with Southern Indiana FC as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got, obviously, the camps, the tryouts, everything going on for those as well. Just not only fantastic stuff on the pitch, but a lot going on with the community.
Of course, you can take a look at the youth camps coming up as well. Going to be going on June 19th or 16th through the 19th, as well as July and again in June as well. You can check it out at the YMCA of Harrison County. Of course, it costs $150, but still a very good investment for getting the kids involved. Of course, Orion Renewable Energy Group, a big sponsor of doing that. Of course, all participants could receive a free SIFC soccer ball, which, in my opinion, Brand, is one of the coolest things that you can get for participating.
That's the best part. I need one of those.
Of course, well, yeah.
I need one of those.
We need one right here for the ISC studios.
Absolutely. We'll have to talk to Nick Hunter about that.
Definitely, so be sure to check that. And finally, we have a youth camp coming up in Evansville. Southern Indiana FC is going to be partnering with the University of Southern Indiana. Evansville, Orion Renewable Energy Group, proud to support this as well. Be sure to check things out by scanning the QR code on your screen to be sure to register today for July 21st through the 24th. Again, $150 is the fee, but still, you get an excellent deal to try and like they talk about, one thing they really emphasize is getting kids involved with something during the summer.
Yeah, absolutely. You see summer camps everywhere, and they really want to make sure that they're getting their local kids in the community out there on the field. They want to show exactly how involved their players are as well, Kurt. And it's great to see the main team players, the academy players, all working together as one, having a great time out on the pitch.
That's certainly one thing to talk about, is that the players on the pitch for Southern Indiana tonight also engage with the youngsters that really try to grow and expand this organization, even look for some possible future players here from Southern Indiana right here from this very area.
Well, and that's the thing, Kurt. I remember growing up, being involved in soccer camps and sports camps like that. They really helped me as a player advance my game. So really to see them get so involved is fantastic.
2-0 is your score right now here in favor of Southern Indiana over Bowling Green FC. Brant McCoskey, Kurt Darling here with you. So Brant, before we take another quick timeout, I do want to get your thoughts on just the overall play from that opening half. Southern Indiana doing really good jobs of getting good opportunities, but still Bowling Green not exactly going away.
Yeah, like you just said, Kurt, Bowling Green is not going away. They've had opportunities themselves, but really Southern Indiana FC, they came out swinging, right? They had a couple early opportunities. They took advantage of two great opportunities, but now it's that defensive end of Southern Indiana FC not giving that goal up, and that's exactly what Coach Brad Hunter wants.
We'll certainly see how that plays out going into the second half. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we'll take a look at some highlights from the first half and a lot more. Stick with us. 2-0, Southern Indiana on top of Bowling Green FC here on the ISC Sports Network.
My name is Jake Query.
And I'm Derek Schultz.
And we are part of, actually, the entirety of, at least from an on-air standpoint, Query and Schultz on the ISC Sports Network. It's appropriately named. It's charitably award-winning. And Derek, now we venture into season number 5. Hard to believe.
5 of them. 5 of them. Can you believe it? 2 best buds, talking Colts, Pacers, Indiana sports, every Tuesday night, 7:30, ISC Sports Network, and on socials as well.
It is made possible, of course, by the people who watch and listen every single week. We are most appreciative. We look forward to season number 5.
Ready to transform your health game? Let me introduce you to Jeff City Mix. Imagine delicious boosted teas that energize your day. And meal replacement shakes that actually taste amazing. I mean, who knew healthy could be so tasty, right? Whether you're juggling a busy schedule or just need that extra push, Jeff City Mix has got your back with one-on-one coaching tailored just for you. So if you're ready to kickstart your journey to a healthier lifestyle, don't wait. Come visit us at 2903 East 10th Street in Jeffersonville, Indiana. Be sure to follow us on Facebook at Jeff City Mix and Instagram at jeffcity.mix. We can't wait to serve you, and be sure to ask us about our 5-day challenge. And we will see you soon at Jeff City Mix.
And little volley, oh my goodness. What a touch for the goal. Jumped over by Lawrence North, and they'll score on it. Goodness.
Hey everyone, it's Kellen Clegg, number 15 striker.
By Southern Indiana at the top. Southern Indiana will already have a chance early on. That's number 10. Excuse me while I talk about a goal that's being conceded.
I just wanted to say thank you to all our fans for coming out to our home and away games. The support is unreal.
Brad
pushing the issue, has it over to Brown. Brown lobs it forward, header into the goal! Score for the Teal! Who else but Kellen Clegg, ladies and gentlemen?
Love to see you guys all out there. Thanks so much.
Stolen away here by Southern Indiana. Clegg with a big run along with McLeod with him. Clegg gets touched from behind, keeps possession, one-on-one, empty net, score! Kellen Clegg, his 11th career goal with Southern Indiana, his 4th of the season. Let's take a look at some highlights from this opening half. Nathan Brown getting things going with the assist to himself and the one touch into the empty net.
Yeah, just a beautiful, first of all, a beautiful pace, flicks to himself, and a great finish with the right foot.
And then adding on to it as well, a great ball inside here by McCloskey. And Kellen Clegg, the aforementioned player of the month, showing us exactly why he is so.
Yeah, beautiful ball in by Casey McCloskey. Kellen Clegg climbs the ladder, beautiful flick on with the head into the far corner over the keeper, and an even better celebration.
So those are your scoring opportunities here for Southern Indiana. Well, be sure if you're looking for a different spot, the perfect spot to unwind, to check out the Exchange in New Albany, which offers delicious, locally inspired dishes, craft cocktails, and a great atmosphere for any location or any occasion. Whether you're celebrating a win or just enjoying a night out, the Exchange is the place to be. Visit exchangeforfood.com or explore the menu and plan your visit today. Alongside Brant McCoskey, I'm Kurt Darling. Brant, we still have a few more minutes of halftime here to go. Of course, we talked about it as well with some of the youth camps that we were touching on in the first segment. There was one actually just today before the match here this afternoon.
Yeah, it was a pre-match clinic. Fantastic way for the academy players to get on the pitch, the community to get on the pitch. So it's great to see them get on the actual field. It's cool to see. So and as you can see on the field right now, just little kids everywhere. This is so cool to see.
You certainly love how they open up the pitch for the youngsters to get some playing time in before we go into the final 45 minutes. We'll take another final timeout. The second half coming up right after this here on ISC.
Favorite color and why?
Favorite color? Probably black, because I mean black just goes with everything, really.
Yellow. Why? It's pretty.
Favorite colors and why? Blue, Man City, easy. Purple, not sure.
Yellow.
And why?
Just brightens up, everything, so that's fine.
Dig it.
Favorite color? Red, because I'm Man United. Periwinkle purple. Why? Favorite color flowers, peonies. It's a good color for flowers.
Red, because Lightning McQueen.
Blue. Michigan.
Jake Query.
And I'm Derek Schultz.
And we are part of, actually, the entirety of, at least from an on-air standpoint, Query and Schultz on the ISC Sports Network. It's appropriately named. It's charitably award-winning. And, Derek, now we venture into season number 5. Hard to believe.
5 of them. 5 of them. Can you believe it? 2 best buds talking Colts, Pacers, Indiana sports every Tuesday night, 7:30, ISC Sports Network, and on socials as well.
It is made possible, of course, by the people who watch and listen every single week. We are most appreciative. We look forward to season number 5.
Ready to transform your health game? Let me introduce you to Jeff City Mix. Imagine delicious boosted teas that energize your day. And meal replacement shakes that actually taste amazing. I mean, who knew healthy could be so tasty, right? Whether you're juggling a busy schedule or just need that extra push, Jeff City Mix has got your back with one-on-one coaching tailored just for you. So if you're ready to kickstart your journey to a healthier lifestyle, don't wait. Come visit us at 2903 East 10th Street in Jeffersonville, Indiana. Be sure to follow us on Facebook at Jeff City Mix and Instagram at jeffcity.mix. We can't wait to serve you, and be sure to ask us about our 5-day challenge. And we will see you soon at Jeff City Mix.
Well, attention soccer fans, Soccer Post Clarksville is your go-to store for top quality gear, offering an extensive selection of apparel, footwear, and accessories from all your favorite brands, locally owned and conveniently located off of I-65. We're here to support players, coaches, and teams. Visit us today or shop online at soccerpostclarksville.com. Second half underway here at Green Valley Soccer Complex in New Albany here on the ISC Sports Network. Brant McCoskey, Kirk Darling here with you. Brant, you and I were just talking off the air. If there's one thing that Bowling Green is going to keep doing, is they're just going to keep attacking and not go away.
Yeah, they're not going to go away. We've seen it time and time again from this club. They're not going to go away. And biggest thing, like we talked about in McCoskey's keys to the match, at the beginning of the match, Kurt, is defensive execution for this Southern Indiana FC team. Really just staying dialed in defensively. They cannot give up a goal, especially early in this match, and they need to score 1 to 2 more to feel comfortable.
Yellow card just assessed to Jack Kramer for some excessive play there in the attacking third here for Bowling Green, and a free kick coming up. Only the second yellow card that we've had here this evening, one for each side. So to recap the scoring, Nathan Brown getting one in the 8th minute, and then another one from Kellen Clegg in the 23rd minute to make it 2-0. One shot on goal so far for Bowling Green throughout the entirety of the match. And another one just off target that time, nearly catching Zane Love a little bit off guard.
Yeah, it was a good ball in. Luckily, the header just went past the post there, Kurt.
But, of course, that right there, no more than indicative than the point that we made right here at the top of the half.
Yeah, not going to go away. They're absolutely not going to go away. They're going to create opportunities, and if you're Southern Indiana FC, you have to do everything you possibly can to make sure that they don't take advantage of them.
Again, Bowling Green, their last 3 matches, a draw, a loss, and a win. Jackson Boom, they drew 3-3 on the road back on April 26th. Then on the 4th, it was at Midwest Hooligans, who are a brand new team to the Kentucky-Tennessee Conference so far, and they sit 4th in one of those playoff spots, so they are certainly making themselves known here in the conference so far. And then finally, they get the win, does Bowling Green over Kai Storms FC 9-0. So an offensive firestorm for Bowling Green after a very frustrating middle part of the season so far.
Yeah, they started off the season quite cold, and now they're off and running, Kurt, which is exactly, you know, if you're Southern Indiana FC, you're catching Bowling Green when they've been really playing really well. So you got to do everything you can to make sure that you are putting this game away.
Goal differential also something to be of note as well. With Tempo playing at Jackson Boom this evening, you can certainly expect Tempo to score a few more goals as well, even though Southern Indiana has a 3-point lead. They only have 4 more goals as far as a goal differential is concerned over Tempo. So even though it is a lead for Southern Indiana, it is still very tight atop the table.
Yeah, it's a very narrow margin. No room for error, as Coach Brad Hodder would most likely put it. No room for error for the Teal.
Well, right now there is plenty of room because Bowling Green has been persistent in the attack here in the first 3.5 minutes. Precarious ball taken here by Curran Ziza. McLeod working in some traffic, crossed inside and flicked back out again. Maldonado back outside to Ahmed. Header up inside this time. Bowling Green wanted a handball in the penalty area, but they did not get it. But Southern Indiana playing in their own third right now here, which is not where they want to be. And a one-touch that time off of Swerkos and off target again.
Yeah, and a concern so far here for the Teal is that Bowling Green is dominating the possession here early in the second half, Kurt. The Teal really need to revamp here in the midfield because that's exactly where they're losing the ball every single time.
Well, be sure to taste the difference at Jersey Mike's. From the classic Italian to the flavorful Philly cheesesteak, every sub is packed with bold, delicious taste. Stop by Jersey Mike's in Charlestown or Jeffersonville today for your sub above. Another steal in the midfield by Bowling Green. on the attack, lobbed up a little out of reach there for Myers Curry, and Zane Love quick to get this back into the midfield. Here's an attack by Southern Indiana. Crossed forward, and Ahmed is able to foil that attack. McCloskey trying to steal it back. He does so. McCloskey keeping it in play with Dykey. Here is Calderbank. Loose ball to McLeod. Hornback playing way far up, tries to get it inside. McLeod contesting it that time and sent back in the middle. And right now, Brandt, it is very tense on the pitch with both teams kind of playing on their heels as they try to battle for possession. It is very amped up here in the middle. And Kellen Clegg gets in the way of the free kick. Yep. And so it'll be taken again.
Well, and Kellen Clegg looks like he is getting a yellow card here for delay of game as he jumped in front of the set piece. So Kellen Clegg has to be careful now, being on a yellow.
Ahmed. Down to Swerkos. And touched out of bounds off of Southern Indiana.
Yeah, that was Casey McCloskey tracking all the way back. And again, Casey McCloskey on that last offensive sequence, Kurt, doing a fantastic job on that far side, causing chaos.
In the 52nd minute, but Brandt, it sure feels like it's been a little bit longer than that, just because of how tense the play has been here to start this second half.
Well, and we knew it would get intense. We knew it might get a little chippy as we head into this second half, Kurt, because we know what's on the line for both of these teams.
Here is a big run coming down the sideline from McCloskey. Has Clegg shot and just over the crossbar and out of play. Well, Southern Indiana knows how to play on the fast break, and it may just be that here this second half.
Yeah, great run by Casey McCloskey on that far side. Kellen Clegg just unfortunately could not keep the ball under the post. Great strike, though. Great opportunity for the Teal.
Lopez back in goal again here for Bowling Green as he awaits the go-ahead to put this back in play.
Out of the pitch for SIFC, Sidi Muhammad.
And so Sidi Muhammad, as you hear, is going to be coming into the ball game for the first time this evening. 2 goals scored on the season, 4 in the last calendar year, 2, of course, happening in the fall season.
Yeah, Sidi had a goal last weekend as well.
Indeed he did. So you have Sidi Muhammad giving some fresh legs here as we have a handball.
Also on the pitch for SIFC, Corey Thomas.
And now we also see Corey Thomas into the game for the first time as well. 71 matches at Indiana University, now playing professionally here for Southern Indiana.
Yeah, Corey Thomas, another valuable pickup here for the Teal. He's done a tremendous job since coming to the Teal. And if you're a IU Hoosier fan, you love to see Corey Thomas on the pitch for the Teal.
Our producer, Sean Walker, fist bumping in the background. Also a shout out to Elijah Mash, our on-site cameraman. Both he and Sean doing an excellent job producing this match. Here is Brown. In some traffic here with Muhammad. Forward here to Clegg and sweeps around the defender and can't quite get that one on target either.
Yep, looks like we're going to have a corner kick here. Took a deflection there off of Kellen Clegg's strike.
And that was off the foot, that time, of Walter Ramos.
Yeah, Kellen Clegg did a fantastic job just to get a shot as he was sliding. That was fantastic to see.
I believe this is McCloskey who is going to send this one in. He lobs it up, and trying to sweep around again was Clegg. Couldn't quite get it. Thomas trying to get for the loose ball. We have bodies flying everywhere, and it's going to be a foul and a free kick for Bowling Green.
Freeze! Everybody clap your hands.
10 minutes down. 35 more to go here in this second half.
Ooh, it feels like it's been 35 minutes already, Kurt.
It
This
has
second half has just been crazy.
It has been contentious, to say the least. Here's an attack by Myers-Curry. Has a little bit of space with Haji with an easy defensive play, and that ball goes way over the crossbar. That would have been a good field goal had this been American football.
That would have been good from 60, Kurt.
Well, Orion Renewable Energy Group is proud to sponsor SIFC. Orion puts the sun to work for Indiana families with clean, renewable energy. There's power in the sun, and Orion Renewable Energy Group is developing clean, green energy with new solar projects all across southern Indiana. To learn more, go to orionrenewables.com. Go team, go solar power in Indiana. Well, soccer balls have apparently been at a premium this evening here as we wait to get another one to put back in play. We have one stuck behind the catch netting behind the goal here as we finally get one back. Love with a big boot here to the far sideline. A little shoulder to the back there from Brad Hornback. A free kick coming here for Bowling Green.
Yeah, Brad Hornback just getting there late on the challenge, good, putting a little elbow into the back there.
Ahmed tracks down the attacking front here with Maldonado. Ramos. Line drive inside to the attacking third. Stolen away here by Sidi Muhammad. Muhammad looking for somebody in some space, nobody home. A little bit out of the reach of McCloskey, and a miscue there by Bowling Green.
Not too many of those that we've seen so far here in the second half is a miscue from Bowling Green, Kurt, and they've done a fantastic job on that attacking half.
And with how Bowling Green has certainly played here in the last 12 minutes, it's certainly hard to see how this team is 2-4-1 because they have played very solidly here over the last 15 minutes.
Well, and that's the thing, Kurt, like we talked about pre-match, right? They started off not so great, but they've really come into their own as this season has gone on, and they are showcasing it right here tonight.
Certainly a test here for Southern Indiana. Corey Thomas can't quite corral that one. Thomas applying pressure. Good forward inside. Here is Curry, and a nice defensive play there by Hornback to get in front of that shot. On the rebound, follow-up goes way long and out of play.
And again, another great opportunity there. Great two opportunities there for Bowling Green just inside the Southern Indiana FC 18-yard box, and it's just one right after another here, Kurt, and that back line for the Teal is bend but don't break, and right now they are very much so bending.
Well, the possession game has certainly swung in favor of Bowling Green here in this second half. Sidi Muhammad pushing the ball forward. Loose ball stolen away again here by Maldonado. Still, though, a pressure being applied here now by Southern Indiana. Clegg gets it in here on Henry. Henry Lopez, who limps back in position. Empty net, and just poked away there by Ramos.
Yeah, right idea there by Nate Brown to swing the ball in. Empty net, unfortunately, just could not get enough on it, but right idea.
Well, they caught Henry Lopez way off position that time as he had to come track that ball down.
That was a smart play there by the Teal to play the ball quickly when they caught Lopez off his line. Unfortunately, they just couldn't take advantage of it.
We may have another substitution here for Southern Indiana. We'll check and see what's going on the near sideline as we now approach the 60-minute mark on this match.
Coming on the pitch for SIFC, Elam Dogby.
So Elam Dogby coming onto the pitch, 1 goal scored this season. It was against pre-college, or rather it was against Paul DePay, I should say. And he and Casey McCloskey have shifted back and forth between that attacking third. And you can see him playing up forward here again.
Well, and Nick Hunter and Brad Hodder had nothing but amazing things to say about Dogby, and they said he's been unbelievable for us so far this season. Great training this week. And as Coach Brad Hodder put it, is that the game is slowing down for him, and what that means is you know, he's making it difficult on game day decisions because he's so ready to play. The game is slowing down for him. The pace of play is slowing down for him. He's making better decisions on the field, and he's showcasing it every time he's on the pitch.
Yellow card assessed to Brad Hornback for excessive play here on the near sideline, as it looks like Santiago Maldonado is slow to get up. He took a hard spill there as Brad Hornback was trying to get a play on the ball.
Yeah, Brad came in hard on the challenge. Looks like Brad lost his footing as well. Nevertheless, another set piece here for Bowling Green.
Not exactly the best of places here for the Golden Lions, but nevertheless, this is where they take it. Ramos will stand over the ball. There's a touch by Zane Love, who is out of position right now. A tough spot here. Shot inside. Nothing there. Cleared out by that time by Kramer. That was a very, very close call here for Southern Indiana.
Yeah, great teamwork here by the Teal, because that Zane Love caught out of the box, caught off the line, and a great clear out there for the Teal. That could have gone south real fast, Kurt.
Zane Love tried to get up and punch the ball away, but could not get a good fist on it. Loose inside shot, and into the back of the net for Bowling Green.
And just like that, Kurt, Bowling Green is back in it. Great ball off the volley into the corner. Great finish there for Bowling Green.
We don't have a name for the number, but either way, that is a goal for Bowling Green, and yet another one given up in the second half here by Southern Indiana.
Goal. 63rd minute.
Great head flick, and then just a beautiful finish into the top corner for Bowling Green. And now if you're the Teal, you push. You have to.
Well, right now the gas pedal is in the idle position for Southern Indiana from an offensive perspective. And so now here, Brandt, in order to accomplish getting back on that attacking front here, what do you have to do from a situational and X's and O's standpoint to try and just get in position to try and keep the lead at arm's length?
Yeah, really, you have to go back to what was working for you before, Kurt. It's using the channels, going out wide, utilizing the speed on the outside, being better possession-wise in the midfield. We've seen time and time again here in the second half, Kurt, the careless giveaways in the midfield for the Teal, and that's exactly how Bowling Green has now gotten themselves back in this match.
CD trying to curve that one inside, nearly catches the upper right corner. What a strike there by CD Muhammad.
CD Muhammad there caught everybody off guard with that strike. Just couldn't get it under the bar, but what a fantastic touch.
Well, I'm mistaken. That was Elam Dogby who had a really good touch on that. So our mistake either way. Dogby coming in with some fresh legs and really putting the goalkeeper on notice there in Henry Lopez. Ramos Looking for some help here from his teammates as he puts this back into the middle. Bowling Green, reinvigorated, working the ball here in the mid. Off to the outside. Another tough ball inside. And poked out of bounds. Goal kick here for Zane Love momentarily.
Yeah, and another possession for Bowling Green and another opportunity there inside the 18 of Southern Indiana FC.
Well, be sure to transform your outdoors with Forever Lawn Kentuckiana. A beautiful and low-maintenance lawn all year round with Forever Lawn Kentuckiana is perfect for homes, businesses, and playgrounds. Visit ForeverLawnKentuckiana.com for your free consultation today. Beauty and durability in one. Bowling Green again winning the possession here in the midfield, coming on another opportunity that's poked away by Sidi Muhammad in the middle. Dogby with McLeod. Back with McLeod again inside along with Clegg. Clegg
split.
Tries to cross into the middle. 4 or 5 jerseys around him before finally Ramos comes away with the steal. And a tough turnover again by Southern Indiana. Corey Thomas is able to get it right back. Kramer back with Haji. And this right here, Brand, is what you want to see from Southern Indiana, just keeping the ball right now and just waiting for opportunities to try and manifest themselves.
Yeah, make Bowling Green play your game, not the other way around. You want to see them earn that possession. And here's a great set-piece opportunity here for the Teal, a very hard collision.
And Daiki Ozawa taking a tough spill right here as you get some great ball movement here between he and Elam Dogby.
Yeah, that was a great touch and turn there by Daiki Ozawa. Just gets clobbered as he's going to turn.
And Ozawa is still down on the pitch. Coach Brad Hodder out on here to check on his attacking mid. And certainly don't want him to come out of the match in this particular fashion, this being his last one with Southern Indiana for the time being.
But right now in this particular situation, Kurt, this is exactly, if you're Southern Indiana FC, this is an opportunity that you want to take advantage of, because the way this match has gone so far in the second half, your opportunities have been a little bit few and far between, so really take advantage of this opportunity that's in front of you.
Players getting back in position here, so it looks like Ozawa is at least able to get up. We haven't seen about any substitutions just yet from our camera angle. So here comes the free kick from McCloskey. Thomas gets caught up in some traffic, cleared out here by Bowling Green.
Yep, good job there by Hornback to put the ball back, give somebody else a chance to throw it in, take some time off the clock, let everybody reset.
Kramer puts it in now here for Sidi Muhammad, who gets it touched away this time by Lopez. Bowling Green gets a fortunate bounce that time. It goes out of play, and it will be Southern Indiana ball. Kramer working with Muhammad. McLeod with some space.
Oh, great
Good
run.
ball forward this time, trying to get it here now to Dogby, who just can't quite get it, and it goes out of play. And there may be a free kick here for Bowling Green. It looked like maybe either Sidi or Dogby. It was Dogby who maybe have kind of ran into the goalkeeper, who was way off his line. Ramos. Stolen away here by Southern Indiana.
Yeah, good step defensively there for the Teal.
McLeod has Dykey. Dykey with an extra pep in his step gets to the top of the 18. Shot on goal. Nobody there to find the rebound. Good strike there, though, by Dykey.
Yeah, great run in here by Dykey. Gets it over to his right foot, finds some space. Great strike. Great job by Lopez to block that one, but nobody home for the Teal to tap that one back in. Great rebound opportunity there for the Teal and nobody home.
Four shots on goal tonight here for Southern Indiana. Two of them have found the back of the net, as you can see. Myers-Curry crosses it forward. Tough spot again, cleared out by Southern Indiana. That was Corey Thomas. Here's a run now here by Elam.
Yeah, Dogby, great job there. Taps it around the defender to himself.
Has Clegg. And short on the pass that time for McCloskey, who comes away with the steal. One-on-one here with the goalkeeper. Crossed in on the deflection. Kellen Clegg again, my friends. 3-1 to Southern Indiana.
But huge shout out to Casey McCloskey, who did not give up on the play. Beautiful feed in by Casey McCloskey. And Kellen Clegg, Mr. Right Place, Right Time, taps it in. Beautiful goal for the Teal, 3-1.
His second goal of the night. Give the assist to McCloskey, but also a beautiful ball forward as well from Corey Thomas. And that is something that Southern Indiana really needed at this juncture of the ball game.
Yeah, they needed it right then and right there, Kurt, because really, possession-wise, Bowling Green had been dominating up until that point. Huge turning point in the match here. Casey McCloskey did not give up on the play. Corey Thomas, beautiful ball forward. Casey McCloskey fighting through. Kellen Clegg was just waiting there in front of the goal to tap it in. 3-1 Teal.
That is 11 goals on the season now for Kellen Clegg. That is an insane number so far, given the amount of games that you play in a regular season for the UPSL.
Yeah, we know he's a finisher. We know he's a closer. Kellen Clegg is showcasing that closing talent all season long here, Kurt.
So Bowling Green with their backs against the wall yet again after Southern Indiana conceded one goal. Coming back in the 53rd minute.
And you can hear the crowd cheering Kellen. That was fantastic. Oh, great touch away.
Here is McCloskey with some numbers again. Clegg gets his pass blocked that time. Free ball here again. Dykey outside again, and a whistle as Clegg was again looking for a hat trick. Doesn't quite come that time.
Yeah, unfortunately, the pass from Dykey. Kellen was in an offside position, but great 1-2 play there from Dykey and Kellen.
Off the free kick here for Bowling Green. Stolen away here by Dogby.
And a massive momentum swing here, Kurt.
Dogby, nifty footwork getting into the 18. Loose ball in the penalty area, cleared back out again. Kramer tips it to McLeod. And McLeod goes back here to Haji and over to Hornback. McCloskey creates space for himself. Tries to push it forward to Clegg again. Here comes Curry. Here comes Myers-Curry. McLeod harassing Curry, and that'll be a shove to the ground here by McLeod. McLeod trying to plead his case to the line judge, and the officials having none of it. Well, if you're craving the ultimate gourmet hot dogs, sausages, and burgers, look no further than Doghouse. Made with top quality ingredients and served on their signature grilled King's Hawaiian rolls, every bite is a game changer. Visit Doghouse today and taste the difference. Check out the full menu at doghouse.com. Well, a short corner, to say the least, here on this free kick. Keeping it on the ground. Nicely played that time by Dykey. It goes out of play.
Yeah, good job defensively there in the box there by Southern Indiana FC. Dykey did a great job getting a foot on it. He lost his balance in that segment there, but really SIFC did a great job clear out.
15 minutes remain here in regulation as that ball gets tipped right in front of the goal. It's cleared out here by Southern Indiana. Tipped again, and the offside flag goes up. Bowling Green in an offside position.
Yeah, good job there by the Teal. That defensive line holding a tight line, catching Bowling Green offside.
Well, Southern Indiana will have 2 road games in a row on their schedule here over the next couple of weeks. On June 1st, they will go on the road to take Kai Storms FC and then on the road again to Midwest Hooligans, 2 of the newest teams to the Kentucky-Tennessee Conference. They won't be back home here in New Albany until June 14th when they take on Inter Nashville. So that's a long time to be on the road.
Yeah, a couple matches on the road. You love to play in front of your home squad, but you have to take advantage of those matches on the road.
Clegg tries to split the defenders into the 18, and it will be a corner kick for Southern Indiana. Time slowly, continuously, and meticulously to wind down here.
Yeah, if you're Southern Indiana FC right now, you're up 3-1. Time is absolutely on your side, but completely on the opposite side. If you're Bowling Green right now, you need 2 goals just to get a point now. And time's ticking away.
A long ball off that corner, a little too long that time as it goes off the Bowling Green defender, and another corner kick on the other side here for Southern Indiana. And so McCloskey will take the jog the full width of the pitch to the other side.
The Bowling Green players were protesting. They're like, where are they at? Well, Casey McCloskey's making the trek over to the other side. He's doing both.
McCloskey puts it up again, headed out by Ramos. Into a bunch of empty space as McCloskey comes and tracks it down from the corner, and now pushed forward again. Crossed inside to Clegg. Daiki Ozawa tries to get it to Dogby that time, and Ozawa will cut it back again, and Hornback will bring it back across midfield. Dogby off to Thomas, and now to Muhammad. Michael Owusu is into the ball game now, it appears, wearing number 26. Bowling Green trying to get organized again here in the attacking third. Instead, they go the wrong direction. Here is Lopez playing way off his line. And Kellen Clegg being aggressive, and you can hear Coach Hodder pleading with his attacker to be careful on the goalkeeper.
Yeah, well, 1, he's already got a yellow card, Kurt, so he has to be very careful. 2, you don't touch the goalkeeper. He's like the quarterback with the red jersey in practice.
He wears a different colored jersey for a reason.
That's right.
But you are right about the yellow card, because you don't want to go into a next match without your best attacker
Absolutely.
in that attacking front.
Yeah, you don't want your best player, your best attacking player, really one of your top finishers to be missing a match, especially on the road, Kurt.
Owusu playing in the middle. Here is Haji.
Oh, great split there.
And that just goes to show you the veteran presence that he brings, not only to this team, but also to the youngsters as well. He actually does his own coaching clinic on the side, where he coaches the fundamentals to some youngsters as well locally.
Not only the veteran leadership, Kurt, but the vision, the awareness on the pitch to see the two defenders closing in on him, to take a little sidestep and break through between. It's always fun to watch.
Daiki Ozawa with a brilliant run to get back in to the Bowling Green zone. And Southern Indiana holding on to the possession here as we tick past 80 minutes.
Yeah, and this is what Southern, here's a great opportunity.
Here is Dogby, gets inside, crossed up again, and Clegg nearly gets another one that time, but it goes up and over the crossbar.
Dogby, a great step to beat his defender. Just controls it enough, gets it across to Clegg, and Clegg just unfortunately could not get it under the bar.
Well, and it looked like Lopez just got a hand on that to disrupt that touch for Clegg. So you got to give even more props here to Henry Lopez. Despite giving up the 3 goals, he really hasn't played at that bad of a game.
Well, and you've seen time and time again the opportunities that Southern Indiana FC have had tonight, and Lopez has really done a good job stepping in, coming off his line. We've seen him play very high up tonight to come retrieve the ball and to clear it out into his teammates. So great job by Lopez tonight.
Well, for over 50 years, Martin's Body Shop and Clarksville Collision have been Southern Indiana's top collision repair centers with certified technicians and locations in New Salisbury, Georgetown, and Clarksville. They'll handle your insurance claims and get you back on the road fast. Choose Martin's Body Shop and Clarksville Collision. Find them online or on Facebook. Here come the Teal yet again. Dogby crossing back forward and just off target on that pass. Finds it into the feet here of Thomas. Bowling Green able to foil that attack. And moving forward again. Good ball forward here to the attacker for Bowling Green. McCloskey trying to defend here on Bowling Green as they push it forward again. Crossed up and tapped in front of the goal, and Zane Love is able to get it off the awkward bounce.
Yeah, it looks like he hit off the top of the crossbar, Kurt. He had his hand on it, and it came back right into play. Great awareness there by Zane Love to scoop that one up.
Those are the worst types of balls to have at any point of the game.
Yep. Just take an awkward bounce, catch you off guard. But that third goal, Kurt, was the shot in the arm that this SIFC team needed. Things that we've seen since that has happened. Possession has picked up for the Teal. The pace of play has picked up for the Teal. The spatial play has changed. They're using the channels more. Just great possession in the midfield as well. Really just a massive step up in play for the Teal since that third goal.
Ramos on the assist this time as he gets it up and in. Lobbed up, and Love will corral it. Well, this certainly hasn't been the best of matches for Southern Indiana this evening, but nevertheless, they have done just enough to at least keep the 3 points in hand, but they still have 6.5 minutes to play.
Yeah, it's not over yet, Kurt, but they have done a fantastic job. They've got the 3 goals on the board, but at the same time, Bowling Green still not backing down at all.
But if the result holds, Bowling Green will be in an even more desperate situation with only 4 matches left to play in the regular season to try and get into that 6th and final spot for the playoffs.
Yeah, they're currently on the outside looking in, but if they walk away with no points here tonight, Kurt, that margin for error gets even smaller.
Right now, Southern Indiana and Tennessee Tempo have the 2 byes if the season were to end today. And then Lexington Sporting Club and Midwest Hooligans would be the 3 and 4 seed, and then FC Leopards and Tennessee United would be the 5 and 6 seeds. Pre-College DA and Bowling Green are the two clubs on the outside looking in, as that sets up here for the final 4 matches of this regular season. Touched out of bounds here, and it'll be a Bowling Green corner kick coming up here with now 5 minutes left to play, barring any stoppage time.
Yeah, a key moment right here for the Teal on defense. You do not want any mistakes in the box on this corner.
Line drive easily handled that time here by Muhammad. Daiki Ozawa with a little bit of space in the middle. Has some help here now from Kellen Clegg. Clegg crosses it back long, headed up and back in here by Bowling Green.
You can hear Coach Brad Hodder screaming for Kellen Clegg to put some pressure on that defender.
Daiki Ozawa comes away with the steal here in the mid. Ozawa with a great ball pushed forward. Ozawa with only one man to beat. Tries to cross it in. Back of the net. Daiki Ozawa! 4-1 Southern Indiana.
Daiki Ozawa using the speed through the midfield. So shifty. Gets to his right foot. Makes a couple extra touches and just punches it into the far corner of the net. Daiki Ozawa in his last match for the Teal for the spring gets one in the back of the net, Kurt.
What a way to go out here for the spring here if you're Daiki Ozawa, his second goal of the season. What a play here by Daiki Ozawa, just with the one man to beat here in Ramos, and kicks it just to the left side corner.
And as you can see, the reaction of Lopez, the goalkeeper, there was absolutely nothing he could do to stop that ball from going into the far corner of the net. Daiki Ozawa using his shiftiness through the midfield, cuts it to his right, and beats the goalkeeper.
Well, taking the match to the apex and keeping the energy high, Apex Music is the official DJ of Southern Indiana FC. From game day hype to unforgettable events, Apex Music delivers top-tier entertainment. Whether you need a DJ for your next party, wedding, or corporate event, they've got you covered. Learn more at Apex Music Lou. That is apexmusiclou.com. Well, it is all but in hand now here for Southern Indiana as we tick closer to the final 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, after that huge hit that Daiki took earlier here in the second half, Kurt, you love to see him bounce back, remain on the pitch for the Teal, and get one in the back of the net.
Corner kick here now for Bowling Green with no time to waste. Zane Love gets the fist on that one. And keeping it in play here is Corey Thomas. And he tried to punch that off of the defender that time to get a throw in, but staying in play. Here is Hornback, and he gets clipped on the ankle. Free kick here for Southern Indiana.
Yeah, and Southern Indiana here in no hurry to get the ball back in play.
I think we may have had a yellow card issued. Can't quite see what the offense was here. It was out of our camera angle, but either way, we have a stoppage here into the 89th minute. Well, if you're looking for the perfect spot to unwind, the Exchange in New Albany offers delicious, locally inspired dishes, craft cocktails, and great atmosphere for any occasion. Whether you're celebrating a win or just enjoying a night out, the Exchange is the place to be. Visit exchangeforfood.com to explore the menu as well as to plan your next visit. Well, Brant McCoskey, it looks like a red card may have been issued. We saw one of the players here for Bowling Green coming off the field, so for at least the last minute and stoppage time, it's 10 men here for Bowling Green.
Yeah, and you hate to see that if you're Bowling Green. The amount of effort that you've put into this match, the aggression that you've played with, unfortunately, clearly the cooler head did not prevail in that one.
And so now coming up on the 90th minute, as Ramos pushes this in and cleared back out here by Muhammad. So at least 2 minutes of stoppage time that we can anticipate here on top of the 90 minutes. Muhammad getting a beautiful move here, this time off the midfield. Muhammad pumps the brakes here, waiting for something to develop. Up in the middle here with Clegg. Clegg tries to split the defenders, and it's touched, and an easy take here by Lopez.
Yeah, another great build up there for the Teal. Just nothing could come from it.
Well, Southern Indiana continues a trend now of having scored at least 4 goals in their last 4 matches. In fact, the fewest goals they've scored all season was in their season opener against Lexington SC, which was a 2-0 victory. But since then, the offense has been poured on, and with good reason. Into the 2nd minute now of stoppage time as we roll on. Bicycle kick attempt goes a little bit long that time from just off the 18.
Well, and like we talked about, Kurt, just really biggest thing for this Teal team. We know they can score. We know they can finish. It's really dialing in the defensive side.
Nathan Egan will come onto the pitch here for the waning seconds of this one.
Nathan Egan getting a goal last weekend as well.
Indeed he did. A lot of different players getting some opportunities here with Southern Indiana. Kicked back into the middle here by Bowling Green. Muhammad lobs it to Dykey. Stolen away here in the middle. Into the 3rd minute of stoppage time, the referee adding a little bit more here as we play on. Whistle and a free kick here for Bowling Green.
And again, Kurt, another set piece opportunity here for Bowling Green. We've seen several of these so far here tonight.
Zane Love grabs that, and that is full time. Your final score, 4-1, Southern Indiana knocking off Bowling Green to move to 8-0 on the season. An excellent result tonight here, and 3 points for the Teal.
Yeah, outside of that shaky first 15 minutes of the second half, Kurt, this game really was in hand for Southern Indiana FC. Great showing for the Teal here tonight, a nice 4-1 win.
So we'll certainly be watching as things progress through the rest of this season. Of course, be sure to catch our next broadcast, which will be in just a few weeks when they take on Inter Nashville FC. That'll be kicking off right here on ISC Sports Network, 7 p.m. June 14th, a Saturday, right here from the Green Valley Soccer Complex. Well, Brant McCoskey, a pleasure again, and another good win here for Southern Indiana moving forward.
Yeah, always a pleasure being in the booth with you, Kurt. Just a fantastic showing from Southern Indiana FC tonight. Things got a little shaky there, like I said, in the beginning of the second half, but really a great showing from this Teal team. They came, they finished, just great teamwork, great effort. Bowling Green, hats off to you as well, because you guys showed out. Unfortunately, you didn't walk away with any points, but best of luck to them the rest of the way.
Today's game has been brought to you by River City Mortgage. Accessible, authentic, and transparent. Well, your final score again here in this one, 4-1 Southern Indiana FC knocking off Bowling Green FC. For all of us here at ISC Sports Network, for Elijah Mash, Sean Walker, and Brant McCoskey, I'm Kurt Darling, saying so long till next time. You've been watching Southern Indiana FC Soccer here on the ISC Sports Network. So long, everybody.